Welcome to the Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with hosts Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks. This week we're talking about a small Canadian movie called Undertone. Came out last year. Flew under the radar.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard about it until you mentioned it at work.
It was produced by A24. So
I'm surprised I didn't hear about it.
I know.
Usually, you see at least something about them.
Yeah. We like A24 movies. We've talked about quite a few of them, actually. So
Well, they keep putting so many out, so it's, yeah.
What I like about A24 is they do a lot of indie stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of horror, but it's a lot of weird indie stuff. They, kind of highlight up-and-coming directors, new writers. So chances are pretty high that, even with a small budget, small cast, whatever, it's worth a watch. Because you want to support these smaller creators, because I think we all kind of get sick of the Spielbergs and the Nolans of the world. It's nice to have something.
It was a box office success. They grossed over $22 million.
Yeah, its budget was only $500,000.
Yeah, and they grossed over $22 million. That's insane. Can you imagine?
Crazy.
You have this tiny little budget. I mean, $500,000 for us is a huge amount, but
to
make a movie, yeah. And then you walk away grossing $22 million at the box office when you're not really well known. That's awesome. Good for them. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what else this director, the writer and stuff, I'm interested to see what they come up with. So this movie does kind of subvert expectations a lot. So we'll talk about that. So if you like movies about creepy audio files, Catholic guilt, empowering women, you'll like this movie. Also, if you like creepy podcasts, you'll like this movie.
Yes, creepy podcasts that talk about everything creepy.
Yeah. So my brother texted me, and he's like, hey, you need to watch this movie. And I'm like, what movie? And he's like, it's called Undertone. It's on HBO. He's like, I'll give you my login information if you need it. I'm like, no, I have HBO right now. We'll see if I keep it. The price is going up again.
I know. I got to get rid of some of my channels. It's ridiculous.
And I'm like, well, what's it about? I think what he said was, you need to be careful with your creepy podcast of yours. And I was like, why? And that's when he was like, yeah, you need to watch this movie. So it is about a podcasting duo who talk about creepy things.
Mm-hmm. It's shot really weird because the only two characters you see throughout the whole movie, the woman, Evie, and her mother, who is dying.
Yeah, she's in a coma.
And so it's just her and her podcast partner talking. You do see that. And then there's other people that come in, but you never see any other characters on camera. So that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And despite having a tiny budget, it doesn't feel like it has a tiny budget. You know how some movies with small budgets, you're like, oh, yeah, they literally rented their church basement to shoot this.
Cinematography's gross. There's just a lot of cringe to it.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff. It doesn't feel like that at all. I mean, with the context of it being low budget, you're like, oh, yeah, it only takes place in this one set, this house. But it doesn't feel like it.
I didn't even know it was low budget until after we watched it. I had no idea. It's an A24 film. Some are low budget, some are not. You just never know what you're going to get.
Right.
I had no idea. It was very well filmed. It was, they did a really good job with it. And so I had no idea it was low budget until you told me it was low budget.
Yeah.
It's an odd film, though.
So the way the dynamic is, it's Evie and Justin. He is overseas in London, so whenever they record, it's always 3 a.m. because obviously he lives in a different time zone.
And she's up all night.
Yeah, she doesn't sleep well at all. And she's the skeptic, and Justin is the one who kind of believes everything.
Yeah, so they do the paranormal stuff. They're more into the real stuff, kind of like what we talked about a little bit last week.
Yeah.
So things like that. But yeah, they come right out when they introduce themselves. They're like, we talk about everything creepy. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no, we say that. Oh no. Sydney.
Yeah, that's why I watched it and I immediately had to tell Becky, I'm like, we have to do an episode on this because this is kind of us.
Yeah. Except we're in the same room all the time.
Yeah.
Literally. Most of our lives, we're in the same rooms.
Yeah. So, maybe a little too much.
It could be.
So Justin kind of has this idea. He's like, hey, I got this weird email and attached are these audio files. He's like, I've listened to a couple of them and they get a little bit creepy. I think we should do some episodes on it. And she's like, yeah, sure. So the 10 audio files are about a married couple who are trying for a baby. Their names are Mike and Jessa. And it starts out with Mike basically just saying, like, hey, I want to record Jessa in her sleep because she sleep talks, but she doesn't believe me that she sleep talks.
Yeah.
And so it starts, like, very mundane, snoring, talking, a little bit mumbling in her sleep, and then she starts to sing.
It's so creepy.
Yeah. So I didn't realize this was one of your icks. Your horror icks. So they're children, like, nursery rhymes. She sings London Bridges, Baa Black Sheep, which at the beginning of the movie, Evie sings Baa Black Sheep to her mom while she's
comatose, laying in bed.
Yeah.
So she's there taking care of her mother. She's pretty much the only one there throughout the day. There are nurses that come in every now and then, but it's just her most of the time.
She bathes her and tries to give her water and all that stuff. They basically say, like, yeah, she's not going to be around much longer. Which, in the progression of the movie, I really was, like, expecting her to put a pillow over her mom's head. Like, I don't know. I had this horrible feeling that she was just going to take her mom out.
Yeah.
Because she, couldn't deal with it anymore. Which, being a caretaker for anybody is not easy.
Nope.
And Evie definitely goes downhill mentally. It's revealed that she has a drinking problem. She had a drinking problem. Justin is really concerned about her at one point because of everything that's going on with her mom, you know?
And when you're isolated like that,
yeah,
it's really hard. She does have a boyfriend that you can kind of tell Justin doesn't like.
Oh, her boyfriend, I don't even know if he's named in this fucking...
I think he is, but I can't remember. But he's an ass.
Oh my God, he's awful.
Like, he guilts her into coming to a party he's having for her to get out of the house at one point, and we'll get to that. But it's like, he's just not there for her. He's not there helping her. He's not around. He's not offering his support. He's just a douchebag.
Yeah, very self-centered and self-important and,
fair weather boyfriend. I'm there as long as things are good.
Yeah.
But you deal with all the stress of your mother dying on your own, and I'll see you after, okay, babe?
Yeah. So Justin, for some reason, decides to play the nursery rhyme that Jessa sings backwards, and he's like, it says, Mike, kill all.
Mm-hmm.
And Evie is just like, dude, that's like a phenomenon. Like, your brain seeks out patterns. It's not real. Like, you're just being stupid.
He's like, I know you heard it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. Because she is supposed to be the skeptic. But you can see on her face that she heard it.
Yeah.
Like, she,
So they can't get through all of the audio files in one night, so they decide to take a break. And during that break, Evie looks up her favorite childhood song, which was Baa Black Sheep. And she plays it backwards. And she thinks it says, lick the blood off, which is crazy.
I know. I was like, what? Yeah, no. See, no, I do not like creepy music in the background, children singing. Nope.
Well, and Justin even brings up a lot of the origins of nursery rhymes are kind of dark.
Well, yeah.
Or like
Rockabye
morbid.
Baby in the Treetop. I think I was almost an adult when I realized that the cradle will fall and down will come baby, cradle and all.
Yeah. That
baby's not going to live. What the hell? We're going to sing, and I'm singing it to my child. Rockabye Baby. Creepy. It's creepy.
Hey, somebody do me a favor. Clip that audio file of Becky singing, flip it backwards, and then send it to us in an email.
I'm not listening to it. I have already told you how I feel about any audio files coming into our possession. It is not happening.
Send us your audio files.
No,
people.
don't.
Come
I don't
on.
want none.
I'll listen to them.
No, creepy.
You wouldn't die from the curiosity?
I don't know, maybe. But no, I don't know. No.
So you kind of get the impression like, okay, there's 10 audio files. It's going to get worse. And like, it does. It definitely does. First, though, Evie wakes up really sick. Super sick. And I didn't think anything of it because I'm like, she's taking care of her mom. She's running herself ragged. She's sick. Well, no, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does an at-home test, and it's positive, so she calls her doctor, and then her doctor calls her back and is like, yep, it's positive. You're about 6 weeks.
And again, boyfriend is a douchebag.
Yeah, important to note, she definitely does not tell her boyfriend.
No.
She doesn't tell anybody except her mom. So there's a lot of like religious imagery and stuff in this movie. I think it ties into like the Catholic guilt of it all because she has saved voicemails of her mom calling her and checking up on her and saying that she's praying for her, all that stuff. Her mom is very obviously actively religious. Like she, has a Bible that's heavily annotated. She has the statues and the crucifixes and all that stuff all around the house. And it's clear that Evie used to go to church with her, but doesn't anymore. So then you have this moment where she goes and she tells her mom, found out I'm pregnant, and she's like, I don't think I'm cut out to be a mom.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a very, like, powerful moment in the movie. Like, it hit the emotional beats. Evie's very upset. She just wants her mom there.
Yeah.
She wants to talk to her mom, and her mom's just not there. It's
horrible.
She's in a coma. And maybe she does hear her. There's evidence that says that people hear stuff when they're in a coma, but she's not there in a way that matters to Evie.
Yeah, she can't comfort her daughter.
Yeah.
And that, when you first find out you're pregnant and may not want to be or may not know how you feel about it, and all you want to do is turn to your mama, and you can't, that has to be the worst feeling in the world. One of them, anyways. We know, you've lost your mom, and there's things that you want to turn to her and say, hey, and you can't. And my dad, he was my confidant for a lot of years, and he probably would have been the first one I went to.
Yeah.
Over my mom, because she'd have just got mad at me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like sometimes even mundane shit. You're just like, man, I wish I could just tell my mom about this.
Something funny you see. Yeah, it's not just the big moments. It's those little dumb moments that you're like, oh my gosh, you will love that. Haha, know. And you can't. And it sucks. And let alone a big moment like that where she just doesn't know how she feels and she's scared. And here she is already stressed out with losing her mom, and now she's facing this.
Yeah. Finding out she's pregnant is really the last thing Evie needs.
Yeah.
She has a lot going on, and a potentially absent father, for her child.
Sure. He's a big loser.
Yeah, that dude wasn't going to stick around for nothing. So she does make an appointment at the women's clinic. She's going to get an abortion, is the implication. I don't know if the movie actually, explicitly states it or not. But so they start listening to more of the recordings, and Jessa speaks some gibberish, but Justin plays it backwards.
The whole playing backwards stuff is stupid. Don't do it.
And it says, come in, Abazoo.
Yeah, that gets really creepy.
Yeah. She's just listening to it over and over again. Evie is at a point because she's like, I don't know, trying to figure out if she does hear it. I don't know if she gets stuck in a trance. But anyway, Justin looks it up, and it's apparently this demon that targets...
Why not? Why not?
It's this demon that targets pregnant women. She's said to cause miscarriages and or drive mothers to murder their own children out of jealousy because this demon was infertile herself. So she's mad about it.
Yeah.
And so she just targets people, which in the context of the movie, I thought it was interesting because Evie doesn't want the baby. She's okay. Like, she says to her mom when she's talking to her, she's like, if I ever wanted a baby, I always thought I would name her Mary because of the prayer that you used to always say. Mm-hmm. Hail Mary, full of grace. Evie doesn't want the baby. She's actively trying to get rid of it. But Abazu eventually targets Evie. But she doesn't target Evie in the way that you would think. So this is where the movie gets... It's kind of interesting. Like I said, it's subversive. So you think, oh shit, she's going to have a miscarriage. But that defeats kind of the I don't want to say the purpose, but like the plot point of Abazu going after expectant mothers, because there's the second part of this demon's nature that the movie tells you, but kind of like it's subverted because Evie's pregnant, right? It's that she has mothers kill their children.
Yes.
And there's a mother and child in the house.
Yes, there is.
Yes. So, yeah. Stuff starts happening in her house at this point. The camera work is really interesting because one thing I really liked was how they did the noise-canceling headphones in this movie. It creeped me the fuck out.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Don't get me wrong. But it was such an interesting use of sound and noise cancellation and stuff in the movie because as soon as Evie puts the headphones on, the audience can only hear Justin and her. They can't hear any atmospheric stuff that would happen in the house. So Evie will think that she hears something or feels something or whatever, and the camera will focus on a dark spot in a hallway or something, and you're like desperately looking to see something that never actually appears. But the suspense of it is great because you can't hear anything. You
can't hear anything. You can't see anything. But you know that she noticed something or that she may have heard something. Or so your, blood pressure's rising and you're staring at it, waiting for something, I think, to jump or to come at you in the movie. It's just, they have a really good way of building up that suspense and kind of the terror that you feel when you just don't know what's out there or what's coming next.
So when the lights start flickering, there's this little statue that keeps getting moved around in the house. It seems like her mom is moving position. There's all this stuff that's happening, and it's really creepy.
Yeah, and now, mind you, her mother is completely unconscious.
Yeah.
And she's even starting to get the death rattle.
Yes.
So, yeah, she should not be moving at all.
Yeah, I mean, the movie really goes out of its way to show that this woman is not capable of taking care of herself. Evie has to take care of her after she has bathroom accidents. Like, it's really kind of the messier side of caretaking that it showcases. It's very sad. But it makes it clear, like, okay, this woman is not doing anything on her own. She can't. She's literally incapable. So what's going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
but again, you've got Evie who is completely thinking that, none of this can happen. She's the skeptic that none of this is real. She's always writing off what happened and why it happened. And she's always trying to make an excuse of what's going on around her.
Yep.
But you can see, like, the terror building up inside of her. Like, she just knows something's wrong, but she doesn't want to let herself believe that something's wrong.
Yeah. And I think that's why she's really insistent about finishing the recordings, even though Justin is like, I don't like this actually anymore. I think we shouldn't listen to anymore.
Yeah. He wanted to stop.
Which I think as a friend, Evie was being kind of shitty because Justin was clearly super scared. And it's like, okay, yeah, I know it's for your podcast or whatever, but, like, you shouldn't be pressuring your friend into finishing this.
Says the girl that said, send us audio files.
Listen, I'll listen to them. I'm not going to make Becky do it, but I will.
Says the girl that said, no, she won't mind if you tell a spirit to touch her.
Yeah, exactly. Hypocrite.
I'm old. I could have a heart attack and die.
Oh, well, we don't want that. So the recordings keep escalating. Mike wakes up a few times. There's this fucking doll that Jessa has that is like one of those pull cord ones that says creepy shit.
Why?
Oh my God.
Why do you have a creepy doll?
Like, it says shit like, I love it in the dark. And, it's just like this weird shit.
Yeah, no. First of all, I don't like creepy dolls. They do not come into my house. I see creepy dolls and I'm like, haunted, possessed, haunted. We're good. We don't need them.
Mm-hmm. The doll keeps disappearing. They start to hear babies crying, faucets running.
The babies crying was really disturbing.
Yeah.
It just was...
Because you find out...
a very haunting sound.
By the way, Jess is pregnant. It's all connected. It's all coming together. So the baby's not born yet. They shouldn't be hearing a baby crying.
No.
But Jessa swears that she hears it. And then Mike eventually hears it. And of course you hear it on the recordings. Okay? So the final recording, Jessa insists that she has to warn somebody. Like, she's listening. I have to warn her.
And you can hear in their voices that everything has become so tense. Yes. They are scared. They are terrified. They're losing their mental faculties, I guess, for lack of a better explanation. You can just hear that they're on that brink of losing it.
Yeah, they're definitely very scared. I do want to say I liked Mike and Jessa. It was interesting because, like, you never see them. You just hear recordings of them. But they seemed like a really sweet couple. They were actually kind of cringy. They had, like, weird pet names. I was like, that's embarrassing for you, but whatever.
But they seemed genuinely happy.
Yeah, and they were excited about having a baby. They loved each other. So, with everything escalating, it was like you genuinely, like, obviously you knew something bad was going to happen. Because, hello, there wouldn't be a movie if something good happened at the end.
True.
But I was, like, scared for them. I was like, I don't want anything bad to happen to them. They very effectively, this movie, I think, wrote these characters as, like, some people that you actually cared about. It was almost like fucking with time a little bit because Jessa was presumably talking about Evie.
Yeah.
When she said that she's listening, I have to warn her. So Justin is very freaked out. He tries to send an email.
No more.
He tries to send an email back to the original email. It gets bounced right back. It doesn't exist. They get callers on the air. And somebody calls and says, oh, I was Mike and Jess's neighbor. Mm-hmm. They both died. They had plastic bags over their heads.
Yeah.
Like the type of plastic bags that, you store dolls in, for example. Just fun fact. And then they had another caller who...
Don't forget that when they were found dead in their house, there were crayon drawings of babies all over the walls.
Oh, right. That fun little fact. By the way, Evie starts drawing at a certain point. Mm-hmm. She's just drawing with crayons, like, while she's on the air with Justin. And then there's a really weird fucked up drawing that is in the bedside table in her mom's room that is just never addressed. I was like, well, because she stores the Mary statue in there at first, and then she eventually moves it to the closet when it turns up again. But, like, when she opens the drawer, there's the drawing. It's like, did mom draw that? Like, why is that there? It's weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
So.
And the autopsy of Jessa did reveal that she also was pregnant.
Yeah. Which.
They were trying. They may have known.
Oh, yeah, I guess they don't explicitly say in the recordings. For some reason I thought that they did, but I think they talked about getting a nursery ready, and that's why I was like, oh, she's pregnant.
They were talking about getting the nursery ready.
So that was just an assumption I made before they revealed it, I guess. Well, okay. The movie was giving me all of the, like, okay, this lady's probably pregnant because...
Well, yeah, because the demon's after her, so obviously that has to be. Why else would the demon be after her if it just goes after children, either unborn or born, whichever way. But, yeah, I mean, but then, surprise, she was pregnant.
So then they get another caller, and this caller is asking for Mary, which, if you remember, that is what Evie would have named her daughter if she wanted to have a daughter. Uh-huh. So that's creepy.
It was a little odd.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then a final caller, which at this point I was like, Justin, stop answering. This one was really upsetting. Oh my God.
Yeah,
it
was bad.
This was hardcore. I think this is what earned this movie its rated R. Because, like, before now...
Yeah, there's really not much going on.
Yeah.
I mean, there is. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot going on, but...
but there's not, like, real, like, violence or gore happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I think, single-handedly, this is what gave it its rated R. Because it's very upsetting. Trigger warning, this caller kills her baby. That's the implication. So, her name is Abby, and she's begging for help because she can't calm her crying baby. This baby is just incessantly crying. And I think this is a common thing for new moms, especially, to crash out over, is like you just can't comfort your baby.
Yeah, especially if you have a colicky baby, or if you have a baby that's sick, or just a restless baby. It can get very hard. Yeah. You're up every 2 hours feeding a baby. You're sleep deprived, you're in pain, your body is changing, the hormones are still raging because you're feeding a child, yeah. And then you've got postpartum thrown in right with everything.
Yeah. It's got to be one of the most...
Fun being a girl.
Yeah. Especially because they don't... Well, let's be real again here for a second. Mental health is already an issue that is not dealt with correctly in this country. They don't do shit for moms.
No, they don't. No, they don't even talk to you. I don't remember a single doctor when I was pregnant with my sons ever speaking to me about, well, if you have these symptoms after, if you're feeling this way, never once did anybody say anything to me about that. And I think that every baby doctor that's delivering babies out there that you're going to see afterwards for your checkups, and maybe a pediatrician when you're taking your own baby in to be checked, they could say, hey mom, how are you? Something has got to give, because it's not...
Well, it's just insane, because sometimes you hear about these women who are going to postpartum appointments. So baby's born, they have to get checked up. It's not about the baby.
Yeah.
And then they have these offices that are like, why did you bring your baby with you? Mm-hmm. It's like, I am the primary caregiver for this being that I just shoved out of me? Like, what the fuck do you mean, why do I have the baby? Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not working right now because I'm on maternity leave. Yeah. If I have a partner, they're probably at work and can't watch the baby. Also, my baby's fresh. Why would I leave my fresh baby with somebody?
Yeah.
Just all this shit is just so ridiculous. So, I immediately knew when Abby called, I'm like, this bitch is gonna kill her baby.
Yeah, it was, oh.
And it's really hard to listen to because, again, the acting is really good. And everyone has seen / experienced this type of frustration in a parent where they just can't calm their baby. So it's like, it's very real life,
Yeah.
And so she ends up beating the child against something.
Yeah.
Until it stops crying. Even though Justin and Evie are
trying to call the police. They're trying to find out where she is. They're trying to
comfort her.
They're trying to comfort her. They're trying to do everything they can because they know what's coming.
Yeah.
And they can't.
And finally, Abby says, yeah, you shouldn't have called out to this demon. Because she's coming to get you now. And I think Abby starts laughing at one point, which is also really creepy. Mm-hmm. It's just very chilling. The whole thing of it is very chilling. And Evie absolutely loses her fucking shit. So does Justin, obviously, because you know what you just heard. You heard a lady killing her baby, which is beyond horrific. And at this point, Evie admits that her mom died.
Yeah. Now, prior to this, the boyfriend had called and was like, oh, come on, I planned this whole party for you. You need to come just for a few hours. Yep. So she leaves her mother alone in the home, who is dying, and goes because he guilted her.
I'd be really scared that my mom would die while I was gone.
That's what I said. Roger was sitting there getting ready for work, and I'm like, I don't know how anybody could do that. And he's like, what? I'm like, leave a dying loved one alone. Like, with nobody. And just go. When Vince was in the hospital dying, it was Jake's birthday. 21st birthday. I wanted to go give my son some kind of resemblance of a 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I had a very close family friend who had been taking Vince to appointments because I had to work come, and she sat with him for the few hours we were gone.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared of him being alone. And by that time, he was in a coma.
Yeah.
He said his last words to us that morning and slipped into a coma shortly after. And I could not bring myself to let him be there alone because I was terrified he would die alone.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. I don't care who guilts me. There's no way I could. But he was a dick, and I think she felt forced.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's the thing is, like, I can see her kind of wanting to get away for a moment. But yes, you're right. Like, she could have had a nurse or something.
Yes, have someone there. Like I said, I totally, people might look down on me because I did leave Vince. The nurses had told me it could take 3 weeks to 2 months for him to pass away. He was determined. But I could not leave him alone I was just so scared that something would turn for the worst, which it did. And if he died without me or with somebody that loved him, even though we didn't have the best marriage, I could not do that. I could not.
Yeah.
And everybody deserves time away, but yeah, someone should have been there.
Yeah.
She should have definitely. And when she comes back, her mother is on the floor face down.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah, and the thing is, the movie, you think, oh, she just fell out of bed, she's okay. But it's revealed at this point in the movie that when she had fallen or whatever, she had actually died.
Yeah.
And Evie just didn't accept it.
Yeah.
Which can happen. I mean, she was probably in shock. She just tried to have a night out.
Yeah.
And then she comes home and is feeling the guilt of leaving to begin with, probably. And then her mom dies when she's gone. Like, I can't even imagine how that feels. And she feels that it's her fault because she never prayed for her mom like her mom prayed for her. Which, goes back to that little bit of Catholic guilt,
Yep.
At this point, I think the call is dropped. And either she hangs up, Justin hangs up, maybe the power goes out, I don't know. But either way, call's over. Evie runs upstairs. There's drawings all over the fucking walls of, like, pregnant women with babies, murdering blood.
Crayon drawings. They're crayon drawings again. Here we go.
Yeah. And then she gets up to the top of the stairs. Her mom is standing there.
Her dead mother.
Yep. Camera goes dark, and you just hear her screaming for her mom to stop.
Yeah.
Because, again, the other thing about the demon is that it's not just causing miscarriages, it's mothers attacking children. Again, the movie kind of is like, oh, she's going to lose the baby. Like, she's going to have a miscarriage.
Yeah, 100% think that's where it's leading.
And it subverts it, turns it around, which, brilliant storytelling. I really appreciated this movie for how it told its message. I thought it was very successful in it. And again, it's very creepy, even though there aren't, like, jump scares and you never actually see the demon or, anything like that. You have this building dread. There's lots of creep factor. And the emotional beats really hit in this movie, which is really all you can ask for.
For sure. Yeah, it was super creepy.
Definitely give it a watch. I think it's worth watching, for sure.
Oh, I do too. I looked up Rotten Tomatoes. Not that I ever care what they say, because a lot of really good movies they have given really bad ratings to. But they gave it a 78%, which surprised me. It is really good. It is creepy. And again, if you're the host of a creepy podcast, it's a little bit more creepy. So yeah. But it's really good. I want my sound quality of my podcast to sound as good as theirs does.
Yeah, I was like trying to peep their equipment and
I know,
stuff.
I was too.
It's like, what'd you guys use?
We need those mics.
Yeah.
We need that computer. What else you got?
It was crisp, baby. Crisp. So yeah, that's Undertone. I have a list in front of me, some things that we're planning on talking about soon. So we definitely have more in the works. For
more in the works.
Any new listeners, thank you for joining us. For returning listeners, thank you for coming back. We love you.
Yes. We're getting excited to see everybody here. Not too long. Sydney's going to be going to Iceland, and then we're going to be doing our Detroit presentation, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. So
just got to make sure Sydney makes it back from Iceland in one piece and isn't exhausted.
It'll be fine. Just, I'm going to, listen, we have it planned out. I'm going to check a bag that'll be empty, and then I'll bring it back full of Collab, which is the greatest Icelandic energy drink in existence.
They're so good. Oh my goodness. I'm excited for her to bring Collab back for me.
Yeah. I just need one that rolls. That's it.
I have a big one right over there. Somewhere.
If you let me borrow
it's in the other room.
It'll be filled with Collab.
It's a full size suitcase. Wonder how much before they are going to ask you at customs to declare it all.
I'll have to look it up. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you again so much for joining us. Today the pod, tomorrow the world. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks.